business seriously in 5, Blue Diamond, and she's amazing. You're going to hear from her. I'm so grateful to have her because she comes from the medical professional world. And so we're still trying to tap into that, but there's a lot of people who understand the power and the impact that these natural resources have, and she's a great advocate for that. An interesting story with Melissa, I, and Evan was, we had a post convention tour, was it, in Oakland, and this is a night event, and the next day, Evan and Melissa were like, hey, let's go to this.
She wants me to sit right here and record.
I told you I don't turn on food, yeah? So the next day before
it's okay.
I met them at this breakfast spot.
Yeah, I guess.
We're in there having a good time. We walk out and we notice kind of shattered glass around our cars. And my suitcase was taken out from the trunk, the laptop, everything. Her laptop, her belongings were all taken out. And it was very interesting because I had an event in Riverside that I was flying to. But I felt bad because honestly those were things that I could get replaced, right? But she had pictures on her MacBook and everything, and she was so good about it. And you know, I'm so grateful for her because she took it, you know, just in stride. Her husband is Evan Esguerra, and I mentioned that he's a mixed martial artist and he can roll with the punches, but she can roll with the punches as well, right? And glass breaking and all of that. But put your hands together for Dr. Melissa.
Have any of you guys been to Brown Sugar Kitchen? Yeah. It's amazing, right? It's like iconic. So we felt like we really needed to show him a good time when he was here. We also gave him a good taste of what Oakland culture can be like as well. Okay, so for those of you that are meeting me for the very first time, I'm Dr. Melissa Esguerra, and I'm a doctor of chiropractic and a practitioner of functional medicine by trade. I actually went into chiropractic school specifically to step into the world of functional medicine. How many of you guys have heard of what functional medicine is? How many of you guys are interested in that sort of information? Right? What I love about doTERRA is that they really answered a prayer that I had within my first year of practice. Because I quickly realized, I looked about 18 when I started practicing. I was 26 when I opened my practice. And I had a waitlist practice within a single year. I often wonder how that happened. And what I realized is that as a community, our consciousness is waking up to the fact that conventional medicine is amazing and it saves lives every single day. If I get in a car accident and something traumatic happens to me, please bring me oils, but you know what? Do what you need to do with all that amazing medicine, right? Right. But when it comes to chronic conditions, or really being able to step into this place of wanting to, God forbid, live vital and outside of the status quo, we are very limited in tools in terms of what conventional medicine is offering us. And I think that we as a community have woken up to the fact that in order to really be capable of fostering wellness on a level that I think many of us deep down know is possible, we have to become reacquainted with Mother Nature. And the way that I see what my practice was a stepping stone for a lot of people to be able to be more confident in using natural solutions for their life. Now, as a practitioner, that got to be a little bit overwhelming for me. I realized that I was the rate-limiting factor for thousands of people to be able to get well. And so when I was introduced to doTERRA, I was super reluctant to even listen to the possibilities of essential oils. It took about 2 years to actually get me on board with doTERRA. But when I finally realized that a bottle of Serenity was the only thing that was working for an insomniac patient, I thought, what the hell am I doing here with all these herbs and supplements? It was as simple as a $30 Serenity bottle, for God's sakes. And you know what? That patient was so freaking grateful to not have to take all those pills anymore. And she just got to do a couple of drops of Serenity to be able to get to sleep. Right? And I love the simplicity of doTERRA, but what I love even more about it is its capacity to empower everybody. from Simone's little daughter rolling on oils by herself, right? To great-grandma and great-grandpa who have been dealing with knee discomfort for the past 30 years, and to be able to finally experience mobility again and not be in pain 24/7 by using deep blue and frankincense. Yeah. Right? How many of you guys have had similar experiences? And that's what I love about doTERRA. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit more about this concept of holistic living and how you can step beyond the condition, step outside of that condition that you might have initially been using doTERRA for, and how it is that you can now step into this place of really supporting your health on a really holistic level. How many have seen the Wellness Pyramid before? Okay, thank you. So Dr. David Hill, who's actually also a doctor of chiropractic, he is a brilliant mind. I don't know if you are aware, but us as chiropractors, we go to school and learn a lot about the body and how it's all connected. I know that seems so crazy because medicine feels like it's not all connected. But I appreciate Dr. Hill's perspective on health because he's delivered so much content to all of us, especially now through the Empowered Life series, explaining to us and empowering us with information and equipping us with knowledge, which then also leads us into confidence in understanding what's going on with our bodies. This Wellness Pyramid is a great summary of functional medicine, really, really summarized, okay? When we look at health, we start out with a foundation of nutrition. There are other elements, things that you can also pay attention to that are also going to lend to your health and wellness. We look at exercise, moving your body. It's a bigger deal than you might think. Rest and managing stress. Stress is a silent killer. Lack of sleep is a silent killer. We're going to talk about ways that you can naturally support those areas of your life as well. We'll talk about reducing toxic load. And then we will touch on informed self-care. Now what's really interesting is, do I have a little pointer here? Okay, I don't. But what's really interesting is that what most people get into doTERRA because they're focused on the pink informed self-care level. Okay? I don't care what gets you into doTERRA. I'm just glad you're here. But with informed self-care, that means most people are triggered to come in and try doTERRA because they're dealing with respiratory distress. They're tired of having occasional head tension. They are so over dealing with digestive distress, right? And it's usually pain that gets us as human beings to step outside our comfort zone and be willing to make a change, right? But what I want to let you guys know is you don't have to stay in that informed self-care box. In fact, most of us start to creep outside of that once we feel like we have a little bit more control over dealing with that health challenge. And the real juice of healing your body from all levels comes from addressing the bottom part of this lifestyle pyramid. So I hope that my talk today gives you a couple of ideas in terms of how to support your body and your health on every level here. We're going to go through a daily program at the end as well. How many of you guys can identify with a few phrases up here? Right? How many of you find yourself in this exact position? Right? Like 3 p.m.? All right, well, if that's you every single day, life happens, that can be me some days too, but if that's you every single day, I think it's time to honor the position that your body, the message that your body might be telling you, and time to fill it up so that you can sit up straight, can feel more vitalized, breathe more easy, think more clearly. Healthy really can be simple. And the vitamin, we're going to start out by talking about supporting the body on a nutritional level, foundational level. I'm going to keep this pretty basic today, but I want you guys to all know that you don't have to be a practitioner to decipher the information that doTERRA gives us. I invite you to get into your back office, click on any product, and look for the PIP. The PIP is the product information page on every single product you purchase, especially the Lifelong Vitality Pack. The Lifelong Vitality Pack is something everybody should be on. there is tons of research on these products that doTERRA has very intelligently formulated. And I invite you to really dive into it. It's very interesting information. And to be honest, I believe that if you aren't being consistent with your natural health regimen, it means that you probably need to convince the frontal part of your brain, the brain that's logical. You might need to convince yourself that there's actual truth and scientific research supporting that these oils and these vitamins are actually going to cause improvements in your health. And so sometimes we have to, pay attention to that part of ourselves and actually do the research. And that's all available for you in your back office. All right, so let's talk foundations. To be honest, if you don't pay attention to anything that I share with you today, this is the only part I'm going to ask that you pay attention to. It's about 3 to 5 minutes when I timed it. So when it comes to eating right, I'm curious, how many of you guys get in 10 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables per day? Oh my gosh, round of applause. Love that. Congratulations. My husband and I are pretty plant-based eaters, so we do as well get in 10 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. However, I notice when I am not taking my vitamins, what I notice is that I'm not as energized. I notice I'm a little bit more bloated. I notice that I don't sleep as well. I notice that I'm more prone to my personal health's Achilles tendon, which is anxiety. But when I take my vitamins, all of those things improve. What does that tell you? They work. Tells me that they work, but it also tells me that although I'm getting in 10 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables per day, my body is still lacking adequate quantities of vitamins and minerals to support natural, healthy physiology. So here's a harsh truth. Are you ready for it? The orange that our grandparents had when they were kids is the same nutritional value as 8 oranges that we have access to today. What does that mean for our children that are growing up in this type of nutritional deprived food environment, right? We have to start being proactive about this. And the FDA is not doing anything to care necessarily about the crazy quantities of mass farming that's going on and the overturning of soil that's not allowing for the fostering of proper nutrition in our produce anymore. And so it literally requires, your health requires that you choose in on owning it, okay? And it can be as easy as swallowing these pills 30 seconds, morning and evening, or morning and afternoon if that's what works best for you. What I like about the vitamins is they're pretty comprehensive. So you have the Microplex VMZ. V stands for vitamins and M stands for minerals. Did you know that every single thing your body does, from digestion to nutrition assimilation to detoxification to neurological function to hormone creation, everything requires vitamins and minerals? And Dr. Robert Rakowski, who's a practitioner that's taught me so much about functional medicine, he says that disease begins with vitamin and mineral deficiency. That also is going to mean that healing begins with vitamin and mineral supplementation. There's also the Z omega. That's going to be your essential fatty acid support. That means healthy neurology, healthy gut lining, keeping inflammation at healthy levels. And then there's also the alpha CRS, which is honestly my very favorite product that doTERRA has ever come out with. I have a comparable product that we had in my clinic that was a bottle that was a third of the size and the same price, right? So Alpha CRS has all the anti-inflammatory support that your body needs, polyphenols, which are very powerful plant antioxidants. Basically, that means that if you have something that acts like a fire extinguisher going into your system and putting out the fires that are happening day to day on just from natural physiology, but also for being alive here in 2018. I will tell you, the Alpha CRS has made a huge difference in my family's health, the Alpha CRS and the Z Omega, because Evan is a retired cage fighter. This man has sustained multiple head injuries in voluntary experiences. And I remember when I first noticed that his speech was changing about 5 years ago. As somebody who has a big background in functional neurology, I started freaking out. and I gave him a prescription of 5 drops of frankincense under his tongue twice a day, and taking his vitamins. And I noticed a huge difference in the speech. I noticed it change within about a month. And what he had told me, I often give him stuff and don't explain why. And he's a very, very diligent patient because he knows that the repercussions are something he does not want to deal with. And he actually let me know about a month into it that he noticed he was thinking more clearly. I think a lot of us have sustained some type of head trauma, whether it's just even coming up from underneath a coffee table and bumping your head. That kind of stuff can cause cognitive change years down the line. We all need to be more proactive about our brain health, and I can get into other reasons why this is so important, but I will say the brain is a piece of it, the brain is a topic I think we're going to start to hear a lot more about in mainstream health. And this really does a great job supporting that, not to mention there's frankincense inside your Lifelong Vitality Pack. Frankincense is one of the few essential oils that can actually one of the few things in nature that can penetrate the blood-brain barrier. What a wonderful way to proactively support your brain, especially when, get this, the statistic is that by the time most of us hit 80, 70% of us will have a dementia-related disorder. I'm gonna say, we all take our Lifelong Vitality Pack and use frankincense and continue to use essential oils, we are gonna trump that status quo. Yes. Okay. So the next item for foundational support is Terrazyme. So this is a digestive enzyme that's gonna help your body break down the foods that we are eating. Most of us are actually depleted in digestive enzymes by the time we reach the age of 30. How many people here are over the age of 30? Okay. I've had so many patients walk into my office and go, I'm not sure why I've developed a food allergy to strawberries here in my 40s. Here's the thing, that actually begins because of an inability to properly digest your food. If you can't properly digest your food, it hangs out in your gut, it gets rancid, inflammation is created, that's an immune response. Over time, your immune system can get so overreactive that we accidentally develop food sensitivities. Heartburn becomes an issue as we age, and guess what? Most of the time, that's because we're not releasing enough stomach acid. I'm sorry, it's not that. It's because our stomach acid is too alkaline, because we're not releasing enough hydrochloric acid at the proper pH. And our stomach compensates by creating more acid. So it's actually an issue of being too alkaline in your stomach. For those of you that are just hearing me for the first time, you know I get on these little tears. So I'm so sorry if this is like too much science, but I want you guys to understand that there is science behind this. There's true physiological support going on here when we take these vitamins. So the Terrazyme helps you to break down your food more appropriately so you don't end up with rancid food rotting in your gut. And you know when we see the belly start to form and it gets, kind of hard? Most of the time that's rancid and rotting food just putrefying in there. Take a digestive enzyme before bed. Help your body break that down. Take digestive enzymes while you're eating your meals each day, okay? If you wake up bloated, here's a hot tip. Take 2 Terrazyme before bed, 2 hours away from food, and let the Terrazyme go in and eat up that rancid and rotting food that might be hanging out in your gut. PB Assist is a probiotic. I recommend for maintenance purposes cycling on and off of PB Assist 1 month on, 1 month off. Or you can go 1 month on, 2 months off. Listen to your body. I promise you it's telling you things. You just have to tune into it. Well, what's wonderful about the PB Assist as well is it's a combination of a prebiotic, which is food for the good bacteria, and also a probiotic, which is the actual bacterial strains to go in and repopulate for you. And of course, as I mentioned, we also want to make sure that we are mindful of our children needing nutritional support. Unfortunately, this generation of children are growing up not getting in enough vitamins and minerals. Unfortunately, exposed to a lot of toxins way too young. And so it's a good idea to support those babies with the tools that their body needs to grow and also be able to deal with the toxicity that we now swim in every day in 2018. The A to Z vitamin is actually super yummy. It's flavored with fruit, and it's something that my sister has to keep up and away from my 4-year-old niece because she will continue to eat them. The IQ Omega is the essential fatty acid complex for babies. There's no fishy taste to it. Kids love it. And then the PB Assist is what a lot of kids refer to as pixie stick because it's so yummy, naturally flavored as well, and a nice, healthy probiotic to support the immunity and the healthy digestion of little ones. Then next, we are going to jump into exercise. Dr. Jeffrey Bland is a PhD and considered the father of functional medicine. He wrote a wonderful book for all of my fellow nerds out there called The Disease Delusion. I recommend you read it. I couldn't wait for this book to come out. I was like, what is the natural medicine he's going to share for the solutions to all these issues that we're experiencing? Honestly, 80% of the book is exercise. Exercise, move your body. If you have an injury and you can't get off the couch, honestly, if you just sit and squeeze everything you can and count to 10, rest, repeat that, do that 5 or 6 times, that is boosting your metabolism. That is waking up your body's natural healing capacity. Your system is so smart. So smart. Give it some credit. If you can get out and move, you will naturally start to be able to turn on those healing mechanisms in your system. Now, some of us need to support our bodies a little bit better while we exercise because we do have injuries. And so you can use the Deep Blue oil, roller bottle, rub. We've got it in all types of things to help your body be able to move better, to help lessen the discomfort, and also to help heal some of the damaged tissue that might be there. So Deep Blue has helichrysum in it. Helichrysum supports your body in going in and regenerating some tissue that might have been damaged. There's also wintergreen and camphor oil in here. You guys, those things are made synthetically and put in pain medication. And when you apply the Deep Blue, you can put it right on to where you're experiencing that discomfort and not have to worry about hurting your digestive system or overwhelming your liver. Now, there's also a Deep Blue polyphenol complex, which is not an oil, okay? Listen, you cannot put the Deep Blue oil in a veggie cap and give you the Deep Blue polyphenol, okay? I've had somebody do that. The Deep Blue complex is an herbal blend. Now, I told you how much I love the alpha CRS. The Deep Blue polyphenol is mostly the alpha CRS. It doesn't have all of the energy cofactors like alpha CRS does, but it has all of the anti-inflammatory properties in there as well as the polyphenols, but it's 3 times more powerful. Look at the ingredient list and do the comparison. You can use Deep Blue as daily prevention. I actually keep this at my computer. I'm at the computer a lot recently. I use it right here to kind of help to lessen the head tension. You can also use it on your traps if you're getting real tight. Evan comes to bed smelling like Deep Blue every single night because this man thinks he's got a body of a 26-year-old because he is fighting and rolling with 26-year-olds all the time. But he really, really surprisingly doesn't have any major injuries at 40 years old. He's now 40, just turned 40. And we really believe it's the vitamins and the Deep Blue polyphenol. If you have people in your family who have really bad joints, this and frankincense, like I mentioned, great-grandma and great-grandma earlier, this will change their life. It'll change the experience and the quality of their life when they apply it onto the joints. We've been giving them so much discomfort. How many? I know. You guys, sleep is like my nemesis right now. I just got back from the Philippines. I'm so jet lagged. I feel like I've been up for a week. But this is a rare occasion for me. I actually sleep very well now, thanks to doTERRA. I used to have insomnia issues. How many of you guys struggle with sleep? Be honest. Okay. Of those individuals that raised their hand, how many of you are not taking the Lifelong Vitality yet? So it's actually like about 70%. Start taking the vitamins and get back to me. Honestly, it's a game changer for sleep. Take the Lifelong Vitality, and no, you cannot get away with taking a half a dose. Okay? Are you an adult? then you need an adult-sized serving of lifelong vitality, okay? Okay, but let's talk about oils that can support sleep. Okay, most of us will fall in the floral category. I'm sorry, everybody will either fall into a floral category or a woodsy category in terms of what kind of sleep support you need. What I like about the new Serenity blend is it has both, okay? The Serenity blend has a combination of lavender, some florals like lavender, ylang ylang, Roman chamomile, all florals. Florals are very relaxing. They help us to feel like everybody's crap is their crap. That's not mine, that's yours. So I can relax, okay? The woodsy oils, cedarwood, vetiver, those are gonna help ground you. So those are gonna be more appropriate for you if you're all up here at night, right? Nighttime is like your time for your ego to come out and be like, hey, we gotta deal with this person's stuff at work, and you better show up like this at work, and what does your husband think about you doing this? And oh my gosh, am I supposed to be at that PTA meeting and maybe I should volunteer for that? That's all up here. This is not where you need to be at night, okay? You need to be grounding, okay? Connecting in with calm. And so that's why we use those thicker oils at night, those woodsy oils, if you're more up here. Now, Serenity oil is a really beautiful blend. I'm going to share with you guys a couple of other ones that are also very popular. Dr. David, so if you try Serenity oil, it's not your jam. Different bodies respond better to different things. Get really good at saying that if you are a wellness advocate. Different bodies respond better to different things. Let's try this, okay? Because it's true, everybody's a little bit more unique, and there are always different emotional contributions to people's physical imbalances, right? And different oils are gonna support different emotional components. So let me share with you guys a couple of other sleep blends that you might want to try. And but just if Serenity's your jam, go ahead and stick with it. But Dr. David Hill, his sleep serum is Balance and Cedarwood. Okay. A very popular diffuser blend is vetiver, wild orange, lavender, and ylang ylang. That's a good diffuser blend. My favorite sleep thing to do in the whole world is vetiver. My body melts when I put vetiver on, but it takes about a full 60 seconds for one drop to come out of the bottle, so it's a really good way for me to tune in with how anxious I am. The best place to put vetiver, in my opinion, is on the inside of your wrists, and I do 3 drops on the inside of my wrist, and then I rub my hands together, and I smell. Okay? If you're real anxious, you can do a couple of drops on the crown of your head, too. You will have to wash your hair the next day. Now, there's also the Serenity Restful Complex, which, again, is not Serenity oil in a soft gel, okay? This is actually an herbal blend that does have lavender oil in it. It also has passion flower and Melissa oil in it, or lemon balm. Those are gonna all together work to calm us down. And there's also L-theanine in there. L-theanine promotes the neurotransmitter in our brain that goes in and acts as the dim switch for our thoughts. Okay, so L-theanine supports GABA production, which is the neurotransmitter that kind of turns everything down. Here are some other essential oils that you can certainly try for sleep. Please take a picture. And I know that for those of you that have
ylang-ylang. Citrus oil.
Oh, I thought that was supposed to be energizing. Right, some different bodies respond better to different things. Some of us are physiologically switched, and when we initially need citrus oil to help us go to sleep, after our bodies start to get a little bit more balanced, you might find that the citrus oils don't work as well, and now you need more of the floral or the woodsy oils. Different people respond better to different things. Balance is an oil that you can use during the day. I think that my spirit animal is a hyper chihuahua. Balance is my best friend during the day. I get so wound up. I get really excited really fast. I always think I need to be doing a bazillion things at one time. And so balance really helps to remind me that the world is happening around me. I cannot control all things, even though I really want to. And a great place to put balance during the day is over your heart. Or if you're somebody that manifests stress or anxiousness physically somewhere, sometimes I notice it here, other times I notice it in my chest. You can also apply the balance wherever it is you feel that anxiousness physically settling in your body. Okay, toxicity is an issue I think many people kind of know about right now, but aren't fully aware that it's affecting them. I love modern technology, so grateful for it. I love that I have Wi-Fi 24/7. I also love that there's many amazing, chemical plants around the area, recycling centers that give everybody allergy symptoms. But the reality is we can't really afford to ignore the fact that we live in a toxic world. These toxins we are passively taking in and day out, and many of them are acting as hormone disruptors. Many of them are causing our cells to become sick and even contributing to DNA damage, which can lead to inappropriate proliferation of those cells or development of lumps and bumps over time. So don't freak out. We're Bay Area people. We're not going to go live on an island somewhere and avoid these toxins. Like, hello, we like to be around innovation and stuff that's actually going on, right? So the thing is while you don't want to ignore it, I also don't want you to get all fearful about it. But what I do want you to do, and I invite you to step into, to be in this place of taking care of it every day. Helping your body being able to manage that every day. And it's very simple how we can do that. Put a drop of citrus oil in 10 to 16 ounces of water and drink that up. And then repeat that process. Different bodies have different, optimal levels that they can take internally every day, but I always recommend trying to start out at 5. And if you can get your way up to 10 drops spread out throughout the day, I think you're in good hands. Citrus oil is going to help your body release those toxins. Citrus affects chemical toxins. Heavy metals are going to be better affected by cilantro oil or Zendocrine blend. But when your body starts to be able to get rid of those toxins, then our system is actually capable of shrinking fat cells faster. And because it's me, I'm going to explain to you why that is, because I want you to get it, okay? Your liver can only metabolize so many toxins during a day, okay? Whatever it can't detoxify and turn into a water-soluble source and excrete through the gut or through the kidneys, your organs say, get that away from me. And so the body will store that, guess where? Fat, because that's safer than storing it in your kidneys, right? So what happens is our system doesn't want to shrink fat cells when we have too much toxicity in there. Okay, and so what happens with citrus oils is it helps to go in, eat up some of those toxins, makes it easier for your body to receive those toxins at the liver level. Citrus oils also support at the liver level. They're high in limonene. Limonene is one of those necessary cofactors for liver detoxification. Once it can turn those chemicals into a water-soluble source, it excretes it through the gut or through the kidneys, and now your body will shrink that fat cell. It'll also let go of the water that's been hanging out around those fat cells. Too much science? No. Okay. I just want you guys to know, this is real. This is the real deal. Drink that citrus oil. Don't keep looking at your wild orange staring at you on your kitchen counter, okay? It doesn't work if it's sitting there. It has to get into your body, okay? The power of intention is real, but you still got to get that into your system. Okay, any citrus oil will do the trick. Tangerine oil is my favorite, by the way. Tangerine and wild orange have the highest limonene content in it. Now you'll also want to let me just make a definitive statement here. You will also want to replace all the toxic junk in your house. Yep. Your home is actually more toxic than you might know. I did a presentation on this to my team. I think that was in May when we had that Big Empowered Life series. Check it out. They talked about replacing all your toxic cleaning products on doTERRA's Empowered Life series. If you don't know where to find that, go to doTERRA.com. Click our advocates. Look for Education Empowered Life series. I'm a wellness advocate. I probably tell some people to do this every other day. So make sure that you take the time to research this. But those chemicals in your multi-purpose cleaner, in your laundry detergent, the stuff that you're cleaning in your bathroom, anything you put on the floors, if you are going barefoot in your house, you are absorbing that stuff. 70% of what our skin comes in contact with gets into our bloodstreams. If you have little humans running around in your house, their bodies are much more vulnerable to damage. They're much smaller. Their capacity to handle toxins are much less than us as adults. And then if you have fur babies running around, oh my God, they don't metabolize toxins as well as human babies do. So it's really important that you consider what kind of internal environment you are passively fostering in your home as well. So look into our multi-purpose cleaner. Look into the hand soap, which doubles as a fabulous carpet cleaner, by the way. How many of you guys got that free yesterday on BOGO? Yeah. Get rid of your fluoride-infused toothpaste. I know, dental friends, you might hate me after this, but I promise you, you can clean your gums and clean your teeth and support healthy teeth much better and more holistically, not through fluoride, but through vitamins and minerals. By oil pulling every day, take a tablespoon of coconut oil, do 2 drops of melaleuca in there, swish it around your mouth like you would Listerine, 5 to 20 minutes. Spit contents in the trash can, toxin-free way of taking care of your teeth. You can brush with fluoride-free, all-natural On Guard toothpaste. And you know what? I just used almost a whole bottle of On Guard hand sanitizing mist when my husband and I did a tour through the Philippines over the last 10 days. Because those planes are dirty. But I can't even tell you, we took this, I did a couple Instagrams for anybody that follows me. We spritzed this with face mask. I've never worn a face mask on a plane before. Did that and kept reapplying, spritzing. I get sick when I fly down to San Diego. That's how bad I am on planes. I did a 13-hour flight to the Philippines. We did a total of 5 flights over there, one other 13-hour flight, and I haven't been sick yet. The laundry detergent is phenomenal as well. I'm not going to get into informed self-care today because obviously you already are probably using oils for your respiratory challenge, for your healthy skin, for your digestive support, whatever that is. But there are 2 things that you can do every single day to support your immune system and to support your cells on a natural level. You can take On Guard every day. You can apply it on the bottoms of your feet. At night, it's a wonderful time to use On Guard proactively. It's at night that our immune system goes to town. It revs up at night because that's when it's going to be able to go in and rest and repair. When we're sleeping is when our immune system goes after all the junk that we are exposed to during the day. So you can apply it on the bottoms of your feet at night. You can put a couple of drops in your diffuser. Or my favorite way to use On Guard oil is to do a drop in raw honey in hot water and add a drop of lavender as well. And together, I promise it's good. Someone's scouring at me. It is yummy, I promise. And you just mix that up, and that's a great way to deliver On Guard internally to your body at night. Also, for anybody that wakes up between 2 and 3 a.m., it's usually a blood sugar issue. On Guard has cinnamon oil in it, so you can do that evening tea to support your blood sugar before bed. Also, frankincense you can apply every single day. Down your spine is a wonderful way to use it. You can also do a couple of drops under the tongue, or you can give yourself an aromatic dressing, which is something that Vanessa Jean talks about out of Australia. You do a drop of frankincense and about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and you rub your body down or up, however you want to do it, and give gratitude on every single organ, or every single part of your body as you're rubbing that franken, okay? Frankincense and jasmine are delicious together, just a hot tip, and doTERRA must be onto it because they just BOGO'd that deal for us on Thursday. Okay, I would invite you guys to take your cameras out. This is a daily protocol created by Dr. David Hill. So in the morning time, this is a great way to just hit up, check, 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 check on every single level of that wellness pyramid. Start your morning out, 2 to 3 drops of balance or peppermint, one or the other, or both. Frankincense under the tongue. Take your probiotic, take your Lifeline Vitality, and take your Terrazyme. Afternoon, what a great time to refresh your diffuser, especially if you're at work. Have a diffuser at work. Take your Terrazyme and drink your citrus oil throughout the day. In the evening time, take your second dose of Lifelong Vitality, your Terrazyme, and diffuse On Guard. Take it in a capsule or make that tea. And then at
Alright, 'cause I
bedtime,
gotta
go
go up
ahead
there.
and load your bedtime
Oh, no, I'll
diffuser.
walk over here.
Take 2 Serenity soft gels. Start out with 1. You can go up to 3 if you're a real bad sleeper. And then go ahead and apply your favorite sleepy time oils. And that's done.
Can you go back to morning?
Oh. We need peppermint over here.
Morning. 네. Can you do the whole thing again?
Can I go?
Evening.
Afternoon? All right. Okay, if you are using your oils and really choosing in on you and your health and wellness, yes. It requires a little bit of proactivity. It requires owning it. But I promise you that you deserve that, and your body is asking you to take care of it. And when you finally do choose in, and do choose to really take care of yourself, like I'm sure you take care of so many other people in your life, you'll start to notice this. And it'll be subtle, and it might require somebody asking you about a complaint that you had shared with them earlier in the year or a few years ago, where you go, oh yeah, I'm not with that anymore. And you realize that the oils are working. You realize the vitamins are working. You realize that your body is smart, and it just needed a little